Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I am Mayur and in today's episode we are going to discuss the various fraud prevention techniques. Information security is all about keeping information secure and hence there are a lot of techniques in the kitty of security professionals which they deploy to prevent frauds. So without any delay, let's begin. See, consider that your organization is acquiring a new organization. As a security professional, what will you do? You would have to check what controls are working as intended, the risks faced by the company, and how are they taking care of it. See, this is basically what is known as due diligence. You need to check the complete details so that a decision can be made if it makes sense buying the company or not. So basically, what due diligence is gathering the necessary information about the company in terms of vulnerabilities, threats, and associated risks. See, if you think, is this really required or not? The answer is yes, and it must be done. You don't want to end up paying millions of dollars in damages just because of a data breach happened as the company had not deployed the requisite controls. On the other hand, in your current company, you need to practice what is known as due care. Due care is that necessary care is being taken by the required stakeholders to protect the risks, mitigate the risk, and deter in case any risk it faces. So, before buying a company, you need to perform due diligence, and after buying a company, you need to perform what is known as due care. Next, principle of least privilege. See, often as a security professional, you will come across scenarios or security incidents where you will find that a person was holding so many privileges that the data breach or incident was almost bound to happen. This becomes more scary if this person belongs to a third party vendor. A large number of data breaches can be avoided world over if every organization, in fact, starts following the principle of least privilege. See, this principle, as the name suggests, wants that users, systems, or applications should be provided with the minimal access. The default privilege should actually be no privilege. This helps as user would not be able to perform the activities that he or she is not warranted to do. In some cases, a malware often is able to wreak havoc on the system as it is able to elevate its privileges basis what the user was holding. The next technique is need to know. See, first of all, do not confuse this with least privilege. This simply means that access must be provided if there is a genuine business need for that person. Say Salman here needs to work on a web application firewall. While the least privilege will deal with default access which says no access to him, the need to know principle will provide the access as he really needs to know about this web application firewall to work on it. Job rotation. See, often in financial institutions or other organizations where people hold critical roles, it is considered that a practice that job rotation takes place. This often helps uncover fraud as the other person may not follow the same corrupt practices as the predecessor. Job rotation also helps in cross training as multiple people get trained during the rotation exercise and helps with position abuse also. In a similar manner, some companies deploy what is known as mandatory vacation for employees in such critical roles. This also helps to uncover frauds as the backup may not indulge in same unethical practices. See, this is quite prevalent in financial institutions, but other organizations may also implement these fraud prevention techniques. Just to add another term here, which you may read about while reading these terms, is collusion. Two individuals colluding to commit fraud. Mandatory vacation or job rotation may not help if these individuals collude amongst themselves. However, the probability is often reduced via these techniques. Split knowledge. See, I will discuss this in detail about this split knowledge. During our discussion on cryptography, I wanted to sound this off here. Split knowledge has more to do with cryptographic keys. However, you can understand it in simple terms. No single person has the complete knowledge of the process. This may sound strange, however, this helps, as two or more people will have to come together to commit a fraud. If you would have seen some movies, see, generally two keys are required for a nuclear missile to be launched. It's almost on the same lines. The next technique, non-repudiation, again will be discussed in detail in connection to cryptography. However, we can understand what it means as a part of this episode. Non-repudiation is simply the assurance that someone cannot deny the action they have performed. Say you send me a message that you really like the content on this channel and will ask all your friends to subscribe to it. Later on, you backtrack saying that you never made such a claim. The principle of non-repudiation states that you wouldn't be able to do so. There are different ways to accomplish this, however, digital signature tops the list. Now we are at the exam text section. These are the security basics actually, and they form the bedrock of information security. See, exams like SSCP or CISSP usually interweave these concepts in a scenario based question. Here is one such question which I put up. There are few pointers which are mentioned here in the question which helps you pick the best answer here. 24/7 work needs to be done, which implies that job rotation will be a much better option than sending people on vacation. See, for more such questions, you can check out my blog or buy my carefully curated mock exams from Udemy or Simplif. Thank you guys for watching this video. There's a lot of content coming every week, so don't forget to subscribe and press that bell icon. And I hope to see you in my next video.